Welcome back to The Breakfast Show. Coming up, as the G7 summit enters day two, we'll be speaking to an expert in international politics about what might come from the meetings, and we'll have all the action from the world of sport. But first, an insect superhighway has been discovered on the border of France and Spain, what scientists have called one of the great wonders of nature. Researchers from the University of Exeter recorded an estimated 17 million flies, wasps, butterflies and dragonflies pouring through a single 30-metre wide pass between two peaks of the Pyrenees each autumn. Well, for more on this, we can speak to, from Cornwall, Will Hawkes, who's an insect migration scientist at the Swiss Ornithological Institute. I've put my teeth in. Thanks so much for joining us. These figures are remarkable. Just tell us more about this incredible situation.
Oh, it's just absolutely magical. There are so many coming through. I remember I was still on this mountain pass with my net and looking out, and then suddenly this blizzard of butterflies came through, clouded yellows, cabbage white butterflies. And then I looked at my feet and there was so many flies, all these beautiful marmalade hoverflies, which are really lovely creatures. And we were using little video cameras to record how many were going through. And there was a peak rate of 3,500 insects per meter per minute. It was so remarkable.
The big question, Will, is why? Why this spot in particular?
So actually, we don't think that this spot is especially special. We just know about it. So from the UK, we know that across southern England, 3.5 trillion insects migrate overhead every year. Multiply that by across Europe, that's so many insects. And they're all being channeled down across the plains of Europe using the sun as a compass, the winds to power them. They'll go through the Pyrenees, some of them will go through our mountain passes, and then they'll carry on their way into Spain and perhaps beyond into Africa. So what we recorded here, this 17 million, is simply a tiny, tiny sliver of the true incredible numbers of the insect migration that happens every autumn.
We're watching some of the footage you recorded. It is remarkable. It almost looks like you're kind of in a snowstorm, for lack of a better likeness. What does this tell us about the health, the well-being, the vitality of insect populations, not just in this one pass, but across the continent?
So although we're seeing so many insects, we think that there's still been quite a big drop. There was a paper from Germany which showed, in terms of these nice little hoverflies, there's been a 97% decline in their movements. But that being said, with all the amazing work that we're doing with planting wildflowers and reducing the number of pesticides and hopefully reducing the impacts of the climate crisis, these little insects are being given the chance to recover. And so if we keep doing that, then we can help protect these amazing little migrants.
Where does your research go from here, Will?
Oh, well, I really want to see if I can find out if these flies are crossing the Sahara, because we think that they are, but we have no real evidence for that yet. And then also, I'd love to really hammer home the ecological impacts of these animals. They're pollinators, pest controllers, they transfer nutrients, which is really great for soil health. And so I really just want to tell everyone about it and make sure that they all learn to love these insects as much as I do.
Well, it's fascinating stuff. Really appreciate you sharing it with us this morning. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me on.
Mari's here for a first look through the morning's